Alright guys, here is a Midea 16-inch oscillating pedestal fan model FS40-J1. This was manufactured in 2005, so this would have been sold in summer 2006. Now, I got this fan for free from a Facebook Marketplace listing, and the reason is because of the interesting design of the control box. As you know, with Midea, throughout the 2000s, they were coming up with these very strange looking control box design. And they've been doing so since the SMC days as well. Uh, so let's take a look around this fan real quick. So yeah, this is what the control box looks like. As you can see, it has a very strange design. And another thing notable is that they use the same push buttons as they would do with the SMC, the TH16 model. So this is what the side profile looks like. And interestingly enough, they still use this exact motor cover that they've been using since the SMC days as well. And this is what the back of it looks like, which is another interesting thing. So, this was supposed to be like a slim design here, and it's quite notable. And it seemed like they decided to add this portion right here to make it look bulky, which is very interesting overall. Now, I have seen this fan, I think the UK variant, for those of you in the UK, I think I've seen those in mostly the Loriton brand, but some of UK fan collectors told me that they also sold them under the Challenge brand, and I don't know about the, not sure what other brand. I think it was also B&Q. I don't know exactly, but yeah, it was the Challenge and mostly Loriton for the most part. This one was originally branded Boston Harbor, and if that name sounds familiar, that is because I did have a Boston Harbor fan in my collection at the beginning of my channel. It was technically a box fan, quote unquote, because it was circular in shape. It was not really a box, but they still called it that. Now, of course, it has this blade set, which was introduced in the early 2000s. Has decent pitch, but I did make a comparison of the actually not the older model, the newer model of Midea, which was another Pelonis fan from 3 years ago, and those blade sets had far better aerodynamics compared to this one. So this one is your traditional blade set, which the trailing edge is pitched forward, and the leading edge is pretty much flat. This blade set was the reverse of that, so it's pretty much the trailing edge is pretty much flat, and the thing that is pitched backwards is the leading edge, and that actually helped maximize efficiency in terms of airflow, which was pretty amazing for a modern fan, But yeah. Now this did go through some cosmetic improvements. The badge, I replaced it because it was cracked up. Had a hole split from the center, and it was very yellowed. The same thing with the neck bracket. That neck bracket was pretty yellow. It was breaking apart already, and it was ready to snap off. And as well as the adjustment knobs, which were very yellowed as well. Now, interestingly enough, they decided to opt for the metal cross base instead of the plastic cross bases that they sold, especially another design, which was the round steering wheel base that they also sold. So it's incredible that they made a unique fan, but they decided to stick with this base design. But overall, let's start the fan on. So here's a low. Now this fan runs sort of quiet, as most of these Midea fans do. Decent airflow output. Let's make it face this way. So let's see the airflow from distance. it is quite decent from a good distance. Now, one thing to know, the newer blades out of Midea, it actually pushes a lot more airflow. It is a lot more consistent compared to this one. Because when I made the comparison with that Essential Home fan, which was an SMC fan, but it's the same thing as this one. This one provided a sort of choppier airflow, but it could be because that blade was sort of out of balance and this one's not. But even then, the airflow, it seems more consistent, but it is still sort of choppy. It seems to move a bit of air and then it sort of stops, which is kind of strange with this. Medium. Now, if you guys know Midea, throughout the 2000s, for some reason their motors they did not have much speed change at all. Some of them would barely change at all between the medium and high. This one, it's sort of different. It's kind of in between, so I'll give it that. I'm straight with high. Yeah, it's not strong, the older SMC ones with the round blades could actually do a lot more air movement than this blade set could. Well, at least with this one, the airflow is a bit more consistent from a distance. Right, oscillations. But yeah, I really do like these 2000s Midea fans. They had this basic batch design, and then they had the other batch design that they got from SMC, which is that this wave type thing. You know what I'm saying? They kind of look amazing. They kind of look cool, to be honest. It's a shame that these ABS plastic it tends to yellow out very, very insanely quickly. But yeah, it's crazy that this thing is now 20 years old and it still operates fine. Alright, the medium. And another thing, when it comes to the gearboxes, I've never seen a Midea gearbox have problems in terms of the gears, because the teeth are quite big compared to other brands that have the gears with smaller teeth, and those tend to break quite a bit, but these ones don't. It's a shame though that the plastic gearboxes, when the motor heats up, the gearbox gets brittle and then it breaks. That's the unfortunate downside of that. But yeah, this one is very quiet. I'll say the least. Oh yeah, they did sell this model with the Polonis logo, except that one has of course the wave badge. Did not have the plain flat badge that this one does. Even though I think that the flat badges look better, because it's a very basic design, but it pretty much outstands for some reason with Midea fans. Alright, let's turn this off. And with with a lot of the fans I get, I do tend to service them upon receiving them. So therefore, this one has a good spin down. So that will be it for the video. That's the Midea 16-inch oscillating pedestal fan model FS40-J1 from 2005.